Hey everyone, my name is Saimah and welcome to Saimah's Experience. If you're a Turo host on the platform and you're looking to grow your fleet, or if you're a Turo host on the platform that's looking to exit out of Turo, in this video I'm going to go over how we can partner up with each other and either help grow our fleets or help us exit out of our fleets. And we're going to leverage this community, this amazing community that we have built here of over 40,000 plus people to do just that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to do a full walkthrough on exactly the steps that you need to take to partner up with another host. So my first question before I dive into this is, as a Turo host, are you getting out of the business or are you holding steady and looking to grow your fleet? Now, right now, we have two types of hosts. We have hosts that are either looking to grow their fleets or hosts that are looking to exit. Why is that? It's because we're in a really interesting market position right now, which is creating these sort of two parties that now exist on the platform, which means that there is a lot of opportunity in that. Now, for people who are exiting, why are they exiting? Well, there's a couple of main reasons why that's happening. One is because these people came in during peak season. So peak season is really our summertime, which we have right here. Now, what happens in summertime? Summertime, people are vacationing, they're traveling, they're moving around. There is a huge influx of hosts that come onto the platform, and this happens every year from what I've noticed because business is going like this. We are just seeing so much money being made, so many hosts coming onto the platform, and so we really have an influx of new hosts and profitability that exists during the summer season. And that makes a lot of sense, again, because people are vacationing, they're traveling, people are moving about. It's summer season. Of course, people are out there renting cars. So this creates a lot of supply in the market and a lot of saturation as well, but the market can support it because there's a lot of renters, there's a lot of that demand. But what happens is once this peak season begins to end and we start heading into months like September or October, people start seeing that there are different trends in the market throughout the year. And not all hosts really like that. They want to stay in that realm of being in peak season and getting those high day rates. So the peak season crowd, I like to call it, which are the hosts coming in during the summer, kind of lose their appetite for the Turo business and they want to exit. Other reasons why they want to exit is maybe because Turo is just not for them, right? So some people do this business and they realize, you know what, I just don't like the element of having to turn over my cars, make sure that they're clean, maintain, deal with people, and that's totally okay. Another reason, maybe because they had the wrong car in the wrong market. So it's not performing in the way that they had hoped it would have performed. They sort of missed the mark on the car that was going to be best for their market and their area. So these are the primary reasons that I typically find why people are looking to exit. Now, why the opportunity is so good is because we have this group of hosts that are looking to get out, and we have a group up here that is looking to expand, grow, hold steady through the slower seasons until business picks back up again. But the problem is we are in a market where prices on cars are crazy high. So it makes it very, very difficult to buy new cars and add on to your fleet. So now let's take a look at the market and why all of this matters and why these market conditions have even been created. But make sure you comment below on what market you're in and if you are planning on staying in Turo throughout the slow season or if you're planning on exiting. And this is going to help us build a community of people that can really partner up. So here's what happens and why we all of a sudden experience this. Come September, this is a major slow season. All of a sudden you notice your day rates are dropping. You're not getting as many bookings as you're used to. I typically find a drop off in about 30 to 40% of business. Now, I know in the past I've called this a market crash and people don't really like that, but if you look at most markets, anything that is a drop off beyond 30%, that is typically considered a crash because it is dramatic and it is noticeable. Now, if you watch some of my videos and read the comment section, people are saying that they are experiencing a drop off in business of 60, 70, 80%. And that is huge, especially coming off of a massive peak summer season. So then what happens here is people begin to lose morale. They lose motivation because they're so used to these summer prices that they start getting fearful and they want to get out. And that's okay. This happens in many, many markets. But what can we expect going into October, November, and December? In my 6+ years of doing this, here's what I've seen. Come October, November, and December, at the end of each month, we have major holidays, which equals a boost in business. So if you make it through September, you begin seeing a pattern that really begins to rise throughout the last 3 months of the year, primarily driven by the holiday season. But oftentimes, people take such a dramatic hit here in September that they're unable to stick with it once the holiday season comes around. And that creates the perfect storm for hosts to really partner up and meet the needs of each other. And this is a huge opportunity, one that I'm going to go over exactly on how to do that. So if you're liking this video so far, make sure you smash that like button and show me your support. But one thing to know, and this is something that I mentally keep in mind myself as well, because it's so important and it can really create market conditions that we cannot anticipate for, is the wild card. And it's the C word that I shall not say, but we all know what it is. Now, if we've seen in 2020 come winter season, this guy right here got pretty bad, and it really did mess with market conditions across all industries, right? And Turo would not be immune to that at all. So this, depending on how this goes, it can really create a downturn in these months where we should expect an increase in business. But of course, given the developments towards this in this past year, hopefully we see an upward trend in business. Now, I can't say this word because I'm pretty positive YouTube's algorithm does not like it. So I'm going to stay away from it, and hopefully you guys get the gist from the drawing. All right, so with that said, we have the perfect market conditions to create partnerships. So for the hosts that are looking to grow, you can really take over the cars from people who are looking to exit because Turo's not for them. It's not peak season anymore. Maybe it's a temporary thing. And for the people looking to exit, this is a fantastic way to get out. I have been partnering up with people for years now, and it's really been such an amazing experience. And one, if it's done right, that can be very lucrative for the person who's looking to grow the fleet, and it can really ease a lot of stress for the person that's looking to exit. So if you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit that like button, and let's get into exactly the steps that you should take to partner up with another Turo host on the platform. All right, so let's get into exactly how you go about partnering up with another host. There's a lot of steps here that you got to follow just to make sure that the setup is perfect and it makes sense because you are going to put your time and energy into it. Now, let's say there's a host in your market, maybe another market, and they're willing to send their cars over to you and you guys are looking to partner up. First of all, you want to make sure that it meets your goals and that it's a profitable situation for yourself. So you got to make sure that that car makes sense for the market that you are going to place it into, because you don't want to just take on any car that doesn't exactly make sense. You're going to end up sinking your time, and then it's also not going to be good for your partner who's looking to exit out of a car and take care of the expense of that vehicle. So first and foremost, do your market research, be very clear on what your goals are, and make sure that the vehicle caters to that market and your goals. The next thing is Turo has something called an account custodian, and this can be very useful if you are partnering up with somebody. So essentially, you can assign a custodian to your vehicles, and I'll put the link down in the description below where Turo shows you exactly what to do in order to do that. Now, this is essentially giving somebody else permission to deal with your cars, and it's all properly documented. So that is going to be an important step. But perhaps the most important part of all of this is because you are dealing with a physical asset, you want to make sure that you have a proper and legal partnership agreement in place that discusses everything, exactly how you're going to operate the vehicle, how funds are going to be dispersed, how do you terminate an agreement if you decide that this isn't working for you. So these are all very, very important. Of course, I'm not an attorney, so this is something that you want to make sure that you go through an attorney and get legally papered so that everything is in the clear and both parties are really in a safe situation when you go into a partnership. And then also another thing that I have found to be very helpful in the past when I've done partnerships with people is also having a power of attorney for that vehicle should it get repossessed or towed, because you are not the registered owner of the vehicle. You want to have the ability to go and get that vehicle should it land in one of those situations, especially if you're partnering up with people who are out of state and who can't physically be there in person. This is going to be super important to make sure that you have access to that car when you need it. Now, another thing to really think about is the insurance aspect of it as well. If this vehicle is registered to someone else, but you're going to be driving it, you want to make sure that you are properly insured to drive that vehicle. Now, if you are the host who is looking to exit out of your cars, these are all the things that you want to make sure where you dot your I's and cross your T's to make sure that the safety and security of your vehicle is all there so that you're not putting yourself at any additional financial risk should something happen while the vehicle is in the possession of your host partner. So all of these elements are really, really important. And finally, you want to draw very clear lines when it comes to money and the payouts of how all of this works, right? If you are running someone else's vehicles and you are having the money sort of flow through your accounts, you want to make sure that you set up a payout schedule, that you guys know exactly how you're paying out. Is it going to be set up as a 1099? That you make sure that you have a setup for your taxes and you're running that information through your CPAs. So yes, while on the face of it, it might seem easy, like, oh, let me just take over your cars and host them for you. There are a lot of little fine details that go into a partnership to make sure that you have a seamless experience and that both parties are protected and that you don't expose yourself to excess financial liability or risk. So all of this is very important. Now, if you are a member of powerhost.club, which is my own personal website, in my course, I do have a full walkthrough of how to properly partner up with another host. And in the Documents and Resource Center, I do have sample documents that I have used as sort of a framework in the past when I've done any partnership agreements with other hosts on the platform. So you want to make sure that you run this through somebody who is qualified to handle this stuff, like an attorney and your CPA, and you get it set up properly. But this is a phenomenal time to help each other and work with other hosts that are looking to exit off the platform and hosts that are looking to grow their fleets. What you want to do is leverage this community right here. There are always comments that I see where people are like, I'm looking to get out of my cars or I'm looking to expand my fleet. So here is the call to action that is going to be very important if you find yourself in this position. Comment below and let us know, are you looking to get out of your cars? Are you looking to grow your fleet? And if you're open to a partnership, what market are you in so that other hosts can find you? Now, of course, there's so many other ways to do this. There are a ton of Turo forums and groups. I have my own private community at powerhost.club to where you can reach people and partner up. I've seen people do this time and time again. So you really just want to put yourself out there depending on what side of this you're on, and I am almost certain that you will find somebody who will fit the needs of what it is that you're trying to do and how you're trying to sort of pivot from the position that you're in your Turo business. So definitely comment below. Let us know if you're looking for a partnership, and I hopefully this amazing community that we have grown to 40,000 plus people, which blows my mind, and I appreciate you guys so much for all the support and the community building that we've done here. Comment below so that you can find the host that is looking to be the perfect match for you in a sense. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys have found this video helpful. And if you have, be sure to hit that like button and show me your support. And if you like this channel, definitely subscribe. Once again, my name is Saimah, and this is Saimah's Experience, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.